What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday. This is not live, this is not Fan Friday, but I do have that game status report for you, along with some other information that you will need to know for the game. I cannot wait for this week to be over. The Rams, one of the worst run organizations out there. It is 7 o'clock. I understand they're on the West Coast, but waiting for these injury reports, they're just jacking up all the shows. So just like the game on Sunday, they are failing. So I'm going to do my best to carry these guys along with the Eagles. So holy hell. But we're going to go through, take a look at the game status reports for both teams, the depth charts, practice squad, and the IR. So you know everything that's going on for both teams. Let's go, baby. Let's start it off with the Philadelphia Eagles. And look, we knew about a couple of these things, but one of them, well, we had a big question mark on. And Sidney Brown, unfortunately, going to be out for this game. He was limited all week in practice. We were hopeful that he would get to play, but unfortunately, that is not the case. Playing it safe with our star future safety. And, you know, I keep hearing every week, somebody finds out who he is, whatever. I can promise you, there's a reason I wanted him before the draft. I keep seeing the comments, wait till you figure it. Dude, I love that you guys are jumping on board. Hell yeah, let's go, baby. This is that dude. So he's out. We knew about Cox. We talked about, Marlon Tuipulotu and these guys. Look, for me, obviously with Tuipulotu out, guess I didn't put that, you're going to have Ojomo dressing up for the first time. I just think that that's a pretty clear indication. Milton Williams has continuously played here, so you're going to have him, obviously getting more extended reps. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, all these guys. But the guy, Kentavius Street, is who you need to look out for here. He will get pretty much that fourth D tackle role, so looking forward to that. But Quez, Justin Evans, good to go. And one questionable, Britton Covey. So keep in mind, I said Marlon Tuipulotu is out. I guess I thought I put that there, but that's for Jurgen, so whatever. But you see the reserves here: Bradley, Dean, Johnson, Maddox, McPherson, Isaiah Rogers suspended there. Then the practice squad, any of these guys can be elevated. Last time for Braden Mann before he has to be part of the active roster. So I imagine it will be he. And then you've got one more. So you're missing an offensive lineman, obviously, in Cam Jurgen, so maybe elevate one of them. Maybe you're looking with Sidney Brown out. You still feel that Justin Evans might not be okay, so you elevate Tristan McCollum. That could be the move. If Covey's not ready, maybe you want Greg Ward. I think they would just use the Olamide Zaccheaus, but it is what it is. If Bradley Roby has learned this system in the next, the last couple of days here, and you want to use him as one of those depth pieces, special teams, I would love that. I know I see a lot of people saying, he's got to be the starter. He knows the system within 2 days. I don't think this is Madden. I'm going to let the coaching staff decide. And if he can, at 31 years old, in his 10th year, if he can get back to form, from his olden days and stay healthy and get this system down, I'm all about it. But love me some Josh Jobs, Slay, and Bradbury. So, look, if a little bit of extra help is what's needed, let's go. But on the offensive side of the ball, let's look at this depth chart now. You see Cam Jurgens out, so Sua Opeta will slide in there. Britton Covey not really used on offense, so that's not going to be a big deal. Olamide Zaccheaus, I've talked about it over and over again. You need to continue giving him more reps than Quez. They both can have a role, but it is what it is. Get Goddard in there. Now, you can go check out the top matchups. You can there are so many shows out there right now that I've put out. Go check those out if you're looking for in-depth breakdowns. Just trying to run through this here quick so you know the injuries. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, we've got 3 players out: Marlon Tuipulotu, Fletcher Cox, and Sidney Brown. So Fletch, as I mentioned, Milton Williams will step in, but you've got Street taking over that 4th role. Ojomo gets some snaps in there too. So that I saw, one of your comments was, we're doomed. Season's over with Fletch out in this game. I couldn't disagree more with that. I think that we are perfectly fine, and that is one of the deepest rooms. I saw one of you guys saying we desperately need to trade for an edge rusher. I know that you read that article about Randy Gregory, and as I commented, you can't fall for all that stuff, man. The Eagles have a lot of edge rushers. We're actually really deep there. If you remember the offseason when people were making up that the Eagles were getting Yannick Ngakoue, all that other stuff they make up. Well, I try to keep you ahead of it, not to upset anyone, but just so you're not getting carried away and thinking that things that don't ever happen are going to happen. Not being a jerk, just trying to be correct. But to each their own. If people like the fake news and, want to be, never get anything right, hey, that's awesome. But I'll keep doing this, So you see everybody, trade Morrow, Cunningham. We need to desperately get Patrick Queen. I like our linebackers. Think they're good. I like our corners. I like our safeties. It sucks Sidney Brown is out, but once he's healthy, I love him in that mix. We talk about him being that third safety, the big nickel. Well, the media is finally learning what that is. So let's go, baby. They're going to have to quickly because he was already doing it, got hurt in that game where he had that pass breakup on Mike Evans. But they will learn his name soon enough. Now on to the special teams. Britton Covey, questionable. I talked about it. Olamide Zaccheaus would be the guy for me to step in, take over that role. So hopeful that is the route that they go with. But, hey, you never know with the Eagles. You can see Justin Evans back there. So let's keep this train moving, though. And if you have any questions, any comments about that Eagles stuff, please feel free to let me know down below. You think the season's over? 4-0 is not the way to go. You're with Dan Sileo. Let me know. I don't care. You don't have to be a diehard like me. I want to hear from everyone. I love it. You think I cared the last 3 years when everyone told me Jalen Hurts could never develop? Now you see him on Time Magazine? I don't. They told me Howie Roseman needed fired last year. I laughed in their faces. Yeah, we were in the Super Bowl last year. So I'm just going to take what they say and continue laughing at it. So let's bring out the facts, right? That's what you guys deserve at home. So let's look at the facts here. And this is the Rams. And they've got quite a list here, but only one guy out so far in Joe Noteboom. But that is very intriguing. And Alaric Jackson, questionable. Very intriguing. If you've been following along throughout the week, you know everything about the Rams, not just the Eagles. So you already know what's going on, but I'll break it all down just in case you missed all of those shows throughout the week. Now, Deshaun Johnson is doubtful there, but a depth piece for them, so nothing too huge. But let's take a look at how this impacts the team here. We'll take a look. The reserves, we talked about Cooper Kupp, O'Shawn Mathis, designated to return. So they'll be taking off, and they'll most likely both be playing in this game. Now, their practice squad, they can elevate any two of these guys. I'm not sure if anyone has, their last time or, used up the three, but here's their list of players. 10 on offense, 3 or 6 on defense. I can't count, but turning into Eagles media. Oh God. Now let's get into this and look at the depth chart with those injuries. And the reason I say it is intriguing is because, well, your left tackle is questionable, which is good news for them because he was out after the week 1 injury. And, he was doing well for them, didn't give up a sack, but, they're hopeful because Joe Noteboom played last week. He sucks. Before that was Zach Thomas. He sucks. He gave up 2 sacks in 35 snaps. That is atrocious. So not going well there for him. Now, if Alaric Jackson is out, looks like Zach Thomas would be the guy that goes in there for them. Maybe they feel comfortable with the rookie Warren McClendon Jr. I'm not sure, but they weren't comfortable before. So either way, this could be a huge issue for the Rams, but they've got Avila, Shelton, Dotson, Havenstein all healthy. But Dotson I have in at right guard because Noteboom was the right guard before the injuries happened the week before. So they're playing musical chairs here with their line. That sucks. The Eagles need to capitalize. We're number 1 in pressure. Let's go get those sacks, make some turnovers here. And Stafford's been throwing that damn ball to the other team, but he is slinging it. He's got a lot of yards. And if you're one of those Dan Sileo type stat watchers, you're going to say he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, he's got 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. They'll tell you it's bad that Hurts only has 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But if you flip it, Stafford's doing phenomenal, apparently. Ha! Laughable. Now they've got Kupp back with Atwell and Nacua, so that's going to definitely help Stafford out immensely. We've got some injuries, but I'm not worried about it. I think this team will capitalize. Herschel, what are you doing, dude? Sorry if you hear the door there. Herschel wants out. He's done talking about it. He knows we're going to whoop that ass. So defense, step it up. Let's shut down that offense. On the defensive side of the ball, they're healthy, though. You see Deshaun Johnson, doubtful there. He is a backup defensive lineman, about the 5th, 6th guy in the rotation. Doesn't really matter for them there. Everything else healthy. Go check out that top matchups if you're wondering how I broke this bad boy down. And then everything good to go there in the special teams department for them. But that's everything I've got for you with the game status reports, the practice squad, the IR, the depth chart, all that stuff you need to know going into the game. And then if you're new to this channel, you know that tomorrow I'll drop another one, and it'll be the practice squad elevation. So you'll see those guys that were added, and I'll add them into the depth chart so you see what it's actually going to look like on game day. Nobody confused about what's going on, who's out there. Herschel, what are you doing? I don't even know what he's doing, just walking around. Just needs to ruin the video. That's all he needs to do. Thanks, man. So I'll be back later for Fan Friday live, taking all your questions, comments, breaking this whole damn thing down, whether it's good or not to be undefeated, talking about all of it, man. We're always going to counteract the media. That's what I love about Fan Friday. As much as they want to say the season's over for the Eagles, they're the next Browns, you fire Howie, trade Hurts, all that bullshit, we're going to laugh right in their face. Let them keep hating. I'll keep educating. But I hope you're all having a great Friday. Hope to see you live later tonight, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Feel free to comment down below. You can always hit that like button and subscribe. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great Friday night. Stay safe out there. Hope to see your asses live. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!